After messing up the mic twice, the mic died on me. This is like my third time trying to record this video. What's good with y'all? It's Firetra. I'm here with a video. I know I haven't been uploading, even though I've been attempting to upload. I've recorded about 5 videos before this. I don't know if they'll be uploaded before or after. I'm having trouble editing the videos because I'm learning how to edit myself. Those will come in due time. Trust me, stick with me. Before I start this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get monetized on here. TikTok's getting banned and shit. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm trying to make a successful pivot. With all that being said, let's actually talk about what we need to talk about. I sold my first shirt online, bro. Clap it up. You feel me? Yes. Pat on the back. You feel me? I'm extremely proud of myself. That's the first thing that I did want to say. I'm extremely proud of how far I came, how much work I put in, and even the fact that I'm recording this video shows how much growth I've had in this past year. I sold my first online order and I wanted to talk to you guys about how I did it and my journey to sell my first t-shirt. Growing up, I always wanted to make clothes. That was not like something that I thought of in the back of my head that I was like on the fence about. It was always a career that I did want to definitely pursue. Since I was about 8 to 10 years old, I've been drawing clothes. I've been going on games, customizing clothes. I used to play anime dress-up games of my favorite TV shows at the time. I would look at my favorite basketball player's sneakers and try to recreate it, give it a new colorway, all the way up until middle school where I was just messing around on Nike ID of shoes I could never even get a chance to buy. All of that did play a role in where I am today and me recording this video. So the journey of me actually making this t-shirt starts at around June of this past year. I had an idea to actually pursue a clothing brand. That came after I started to take content seriously earlier this year as well. And I was like, I'm gonna use my platform of fashion type content of where I get to show all the clothes that I do own and use that and everything that comes with it to make my life easier when it comes to making clothes. And so that's what I did. I met people that know how to make clothes. I know people with full successful clothing brands. I met models, I met production people. I met everybody under the scope of clothing. And what I did was I had an idea of a shirt that I wanted to make. I drew up the design and everything that I needed exactly to how I wanted it. Because I'm very much a perfectionist. I'm so much of a perfectionist to a point that it hinders me making content. Like if I don't like the way something looks, if I don't like the way I pronounce the word, it's either gonna get cut. And if I don't like the way it got cut, I'm not posting the video. Like it's actually crazy. What ended up happening was I talked to a graphic designer and I was like, hey bro, I have this exact in mind. I had 3 t-shirt ideas and I was like, I want it to say this, this, and that. This is what it represents. And I came up with the brand name Nowe, N-O-W-E. My friends call it Nowe, some of them call it Noe. They just mispronounce it. And I don't really care to make them fix it or anything. It's however you want to perceive it. At the end of the day, it's a product that I created. However the people choose to consume it is on them. All I can do on my end is create a product to the best of my ability. What I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you want to make a clothing brand, come up with a design. Once you come up with a design, you are now able to get into the next step of things. And so that's exactly what I did. I made a brand name and I made a brand design. I'm trying to keep this as cohesive as possible so you guys can see the steps that you guys need to take, so there aren't any more questions that you guys need. But if you guys do have any more questions along the way, you guys can feel free to comment or just DM me on any socials. I'll likely to respond. And so after I did get my designs, I jumped the gun so crazy, and I feel like it was for accountability purposes. I got my LLC before I made $1 off my clothing brand. So I put myself in a position to where there's no looking back. I'm a very go big or go home type of individual. If I feel like I'm not gonna go the whole 9 yards, I'm not gonna go at all. And that kind of also hinders a lot of things that I do in my life. And what I did was I made the LLC on LegalZoom. What I did for the first couple of weeks of trying to make my brand was I made an LLC. I wanted to be able to concrete have evidence that I have an LLC behind the brand name that I created. So I do have a folder. Oh my God, I should have brought the folder to show y'all. It says Nowe LLC and it's a whole like booklet that legally confirms that I'm the brand owner of Nowe. And so after I got my LLC, I confirmed my designs. I did go back and forth with my graphic designer because I'm very tedious, and I made sure that I got it down to a T. I was extremely grateful to have worked with the graphic designer. I appreciate him very much. And so after that, I was on to better things. I had to find a manufacturer. I talked to a lot of people about manufacturing, what was the most cost efficient, what was the smartest way to go about things, how to make the best type of fabrics. and everything. It was a whole process. I talked to a bunch of brand owners, a bunch of people that know how clothes work, people that make garments, people that make designs, everyone under the fold of actual clothing making. I ended up getting a manufacturer in China. I just trusted a friend's word and took his manufacturer. I did end up talking to them for an extensive period of time before I even spent $1 with the manufacturer. I wanted to make sure that I was in good hands, and the manufacturing company gave me the perfect amount of reassurance to actually make clothes with them. Manufacturing took a while, only because the time zones was a big problem. I could only speak to them probably like 10:30 at night up until the rest of the night, and they would never respond through the day. They did try their best on keeping me updated with everything that they were doing, because I do ask a lot of questions about my product. That's just what I like to do. I make sure that everything is going the way we agreed on. I planned to make the perfect t-shirt. I didn't want to do any shortcuts. I wanted to have my own measurements. I wanted to have my own GSM. I wanted to make sure that everything was exactly the way I wanted it to be. I checked every t-shirt in my closet. I went through them all, and I was like, this is the shirt that I want to emulate the most, this type of fabric. And I did my homework. I did my research. I learned everything that I could about clothing and making clothes, everything under the sun. I was spending extensive amount of time just researching. And also what I would do with the information that I would receive just from searching on the internet endlessly is take it up with people that are established in their own right in the clothing space and see what their opinions are, just to get a grasp of reality. Because sometimes you might go on the internet, feel super educated and be 1,000% confident, and things will just flop and things won't go the way you think they do. After a long talk with manufacturing, I did get my samples in. They gave me an extra shirt because they were so adamant about making the boxy cropped t-shirts, like the ATL Money Glitch type t-shirts. You guys know what I'm talking about. After a long talk with them, I ended up sticking with my guns and choosing the exact shirt that I ended up making because I loved it. I loved everything about the t-shirt that I made. And what I did was I wore that shirt every single day, everywhere I could. I wore it to the grocery store. I wore it to work. I wore it as an undershirt. I worked out in it. I had a bunch of sample tees that I was going through just to see what type of shirt this was. Before I get too deep into the next part, I just wanted to let you guys know why I'm even bringing this up. You guys should get a manufacturer. The way to get a manufacturer by definition is to just go on Alibaba and then type in t-shirt manufacturing and then just go through and see which ones you like. So the point I'm trying to get across is make sure you guys get a good manufacturer. If you guys just don't want to do your homework on it, I would tell you guys to go on YouTube, go on TikTok, just type in best manufacturers, how to get a manufacturer, and they'll explain it to you properly. Talk to a friend, talk to people who are in touch with manufacturing companies and just see if they'll give you some game, because that's what I did. I asked endless amount of questions and I went on the internet and tried to see if I could get as many answers as I could. After all the manufacturing stuff was out the way, I did have to deal with production. I wanted to make sure my brand looked as professional as the next one. Advertising is majority of the work. Even though I just told you guys my whole process, all of that other stuff is minuscule to being able to actually market. After I did get my shirts, I was actually going to New York City. I would advise anybody that's trying to get into the fashion space to go to New York City just to see the lifestyle out there. There's a lot of people that are hustling out there, and they made me realize that I'm not going as hard as I should. And then from there, my ultimate goal at the time was to get in touch with production teams out in New York City and get my brand shoot out there. But things fell through and it didn't go as planned. And that didn't really matter to me because I was gonna have to figure out production anyways. After my trip to New York, I did get in touch with the production team. Everything went a lot smoother than I expected. The production team gave me a free studio session. They were like, yo bro, whenever you need this studio, just hit me up, give us a time and date, and we got you. The only thing that I did have to pay for was a cameraman and his time. And I think that was like $200 for 90 minutes. And so I took advantage of every single minute. And I was kind of networking. Like I talked to him a lot. He's a really good dude. I fuck with him. I have his number. I did explain to him that I want to make long format videos in the future, and I did have the same camera as him. So I wanted to make sure like I get my lighting right. I know how to do certain angles when it comes to filmmaking, cinematic type shots, because all of that is important to me, especially when I'm making videos, because I do plan on making vlogs, and I think delivery is 90% of the work. I made a lot more back than just getting pictures taken during my time with production. They made sure that everything that I was doing was great and perfect and to the T. We had a healthy level of conversation with how we wanted shots to look, how we wanted everything to turn out. I did have models show up. Everyone was showing each other love. It was a great experience all around. I did vlog the entire thing on my phone though. Now that I do have a camera, I've been thinking about scrapping it. But if you guys do want that vlog, let me know. I'll just throw it in CapCut, just like cut it out and stuff like that. And then you guys can watch it if you guys want. I just brought up all of that to make one point. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you guys are making a brand, you do need great production. Taking pictures of your clothes, making sure that it looks professional, all of that does play a big role in people wanting to buy your clothes. After I got all of that set up, what I did next was I made sure my website was on point. I did have a Shopify because of the fact that I had an LLC. So you do need an LLC to get a Shopify website. I talked to a bunch of people that have Shopify websites. I went on Google on how to make sure my Shopify website was perfect. I did have a friend who is really good at graphic design help me with the website. That website is super tedious. Shout out to Shopify. You know, even though it was super tedious, they made it super simple and straightforward, and I really appreciate that. I like when things are very straightforward and to the point, so I don't have to go through any more confusion and have to like go out of my way to do extensive research, because I just like to make sure that everything is right. I felt like I had to do all the background work before I ever put out an ad, before I ever put out a picture, and that's what I did. I had to talk to a bunch of people that I know that are into design and stuff like that. I made a few brand ads. I did make an intro video on my brand and what it means to me. What does No stand for? What does it mean to represent No? And everything you need to know about my brand. I did a quick little interview about that. It was smooth. I loved it. Shout out to the production team that helped me with it every step of the way. I'm forever grateful for that. After doing all of that, my website went live. I can say that officially. My website is live. You guys can buy shirts as of right now. I actually encourage you to buy shirts. I'm not the biggest salesman. I'm not really into convincing people to do things. If you want to buy a shirt, by all means, buy a t-shirt. If you do not want to, I'm not stressing. I think there's plenty more for people that do want to buy a shirt. Since having my site go live, I sold 26 t-shirts and I only had a 60 order bulk. So I'm almost halfway through selling out all of my clothes. That is a very insane statement to make. I never thought in a million years that I would sell 26 shirts of a design that I have made. I have just went 20 minutes talking about a shirt without showing you guys the design. This is a very simple design. It's Elements inspired, you feel me? It's just this on the front and then this shoulder hit right here. I really love the shoulder hit. Hello, can you focus? Can you focus? All right, whatever. You guys get the gist. It's the same as this, but it's just on the shoulder. Go buy one. If I could buy one, I would buy one. I actually did buy one. The overlying theme of this entire video has nothing to do with making shirts. It has nothing to do with the clothing brand. I want you guys to know that this right here, this tangible item that you see me holding and moving and stretching, showing you in front of a $4,000 Sony camera, was an idea. This is an idea. This is not a real thing. If I didn't conceptualize, if I didn't believe in myself to make this shirt, this wouldn't have existed. This video wouldn't have existed. Do you guys get what I'm saying? There's so much that just comes with you trusting your idea. Trust the idea, guys. I'm telling you guys, I can't express how much it means to me that I actually have trusted the idea. You don't know how far things will take you if you just trust and believe in yourself. Look at me, not even a year ago, I didn't have this camera. I didn't have half of these shoes on the wall. I didn't have this lighting. I didn't have this hoodie. I didn't have this chair. I didn't have any of this. All of this came from the fact that I believed in myself and I sought out an idea for myself. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make fashion related content. I'm gonna make a clothing brand. I'm gonna make long format videos on YouTube. And all of that came from right here. And the one thing that I did want to leave you guys with is a quote from Kanye West. He said, "The man who believes he can and the man who believes he can't are both correct." Doing the mental work necessary to trust an idea is 90% of the work. Just believing the fact that you can make something, do something, attempt something, not even doing it, just attempting it is more work than actually doing the work. Convincing myself to make content is not even 0.1% as easy as telling you guys this stuff in the camera. That is the message that I want to leave with you guys. I usually do make a lot more lighthearted content where I'm just like bantering, having fun, and just making some quick little videos. But I want you guys to know there's always meaning and intent behind all the things that I do. And like I just showed you guys, I made a t-shirt, but the reason why I made the t-shirt was to prove to myself that I'm capable of trusting an idea, bringing it to fruition, doing the hard work necessary to make a t-shirt, do all of the stuff that I explained to you guys in the video, and bring all of it to life. And that's the thing that I want to leave you guys with. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Buy a shirt. I mean, that's what I have to do. You know what I mean? Buy a t-shirt from me. The website will be in the link below. I love you guys dearly. Have a great rest of y'all day. Stay blessed. And like always, until next time.